Hey guys, back at it with another video today. As you can see, I've got a ton more stuff for the Homelab. This is what I've been waiting for, getting all this stuff in because this is the next biggest step. I guess we'll start with oldest to newest of stuff I've gotten. These are some of the HP Zero clients. So, let me just, I'm going to stick you guys right there for a second while I pull one out. Probably should have done this before I started the camera, but you know, things don't always work according to plan. Anyways, here they are. So these, which they don't actually say anywhere on there unless you pull up the tag, which the tag is broken on this one. These are just their Zero clients, so there's literally no computer or anything in these. They actually run off a virtual machine, and their software license is $150 a year, which is annoying for a software license, but it allows you to have up to like 10,000 of these or something. So for one person to manage, that's pretty great, because I'll actually be able to use these as a business write-off, because we have a business running out of my house, and I can use these to write off as a business if I get them working. And these can handle all the monitors and all the different workstations, and only have to pay $150 a month for a fairly easy to use, supposedly, piece of software, even though I haven't even gotten them working yet because I don't have any servers to work them off of. So I got 28 of those guys for like 150 bucks. A guy was just getting rid of them because his buddy supposedly used to own a big old chain of either help desks or something, and they just lost a box of these. The whole case, it was actually in that case, of 28, and later on he found it, and his buddy was like, hey, just get rid of them. So I bought 28 of them for 150 bucks instead of like they're worth like 150 or 300 a piece, so that was great. Next, we have the biggest thing in question here. This, which I'm going to use my phone to read off exactly what it is because it's Supermicro and their part numbers are very long. It is the 6028U X10DRU-I Plus, or I'm going to assume it's an I Plus. It's the 12-bay storage server. It's got dual E5 2690V4 CPUs, 64 gigs of RAM in it, pre-installed, so pretty fantastic. On top is the rails, which, as always with Supermicro rated stuff, the rails are, part numbers are long, so if you want to know the part number for the rails, it's the MCP-290-00053-0N. Ooh, that's a mouthful. That's why I read that off, because I know not to memorize it. I had to buy the rails separate, but the actual seller of the server told me exactly which rails to get. For some reason, I was having a hard time finding it, which is rare for me. I seem to find about everything I need. So the rails cost me like, I think, they only cost me like $30 to buy plus like $30 in shipping. So in the end, it was tax and everything was like 70, 75 bucks. The server itself, I managed to get for $289 plus $89 in shipping. So I think I got a pretty good steal off of that. But as you can tell, it's a 12-bay 12-bay SAS hard drive server with, you just set the rails off to the side so they don't get thrown. So on the back, which we will lean it up, both power supplies come in it. It's got quad 10 gigabit built-in on board, plus the standard IPMI management, and tons and tons of room for PCIe cards. So it is, just get you flipped around. It's fairly nice. Let's see if I can just prop you guys up on top of here. My tripod will cooperate. Oh, there we go. Open her up. So, I think overall I'm going to be really happy with this. So, it's got both CPUs installed, 64 gigs RAM, so 32 per CPU, to 1 gig sticks. It's got all of the expansion room you can ever need. So, there is the HBA. So, I did confirm it is an HBA, not a RAID controller. And then on the other side underneath, just try to get you guys in there. It's a little dark. Up under here is the 10 gig card. So the one thing I did learn about this that I really like is it has power headers everywhere for more backplanes and GPUs. So I can actually run a GPU in here supposedly, because that's actually what it says on the motherboard. I can get right on down and in there. I don't know if you can read it, but right above all these it says GPU power 2, 3, and 4. So I should actually be able to slap a GPU in there and, I don't know, use it for something else than just storage server. Eventually I think I want to turn this into a main head of probably some JBODs in the future, and then just completely upgrade the RAM. It comes with 64 already in it, so that'll be good enough for now. I know I probably should add more, but the plan is, which people that have worked with servers more, I've done a fair amount of research at least, so my plan is at least throw a Intel Optane PCIe storage card in there, one of the it's the 900 piece, it's like 280 gigabytes in there, so that'll be for slog, and then probably throw dual see if I can probably throw dual SSDs in there. If not, I'll probably use that for the metadata cache as well, because that's what Optane is good for, is multi-use case, just fast writing. So the thing is, I'm streaming 4K video out of here. Dog is getting in the box. Special. I'm planning on streaming 4K video out here. It's also going to be a file hosting server, and it's also going to be running for virtual machines. So it's going to have a lot of different use case workloads. So I'm trying to best, equip this for exactly what I'm needing to do. So if anybody has any more insight on what is better route to do it, then I will gladly take it. I definitely want to do it right the first time and not sit there and, be annoyed with it not working good. So next to here is, well, right on top is a 10 gig base D adapter, so SFP to 10 gig RJ45. That's for this because the switch is all SFP, and this is quad RJ45 10 gig. So, but then we have a sea of cables. So let me move my phone out of the way. More like my cheat sheet for figuring out what the part number is for that, because Lord knows I'd never be able to remember that. So we have some couplings for the patch panel, and then we have some of the really thin 28 gauge patch cables. These are all 6 inches, so I've got red, I've got green, and I've got blue, so I can segregate which services are running off which. Some DAC cables. This is a 2 meter, 7 foot, 2 meter, 7 foot DAC cable, and then this is, I think I've got 2 10-foot DAC cables, all SFP plus, and then there's several 7-foot ones. And then on top we got just some bags of Cat 6 patch cables. So all of these are just 5 feet, and then there's another bag over here. These ones are all 7 feet, all blue. So next over here we have some power cables. These ones are black. I think these are only 3 feet ones. Yeah, 0.9 meter, 3 foot. And then I have some red ones, so the red ones will be for the redundant power supply. I've also gotten a UPS that I'm still making sure it works, but as far as I can tell, it works well. I got it for $100, and it's a 2200 kVA UPS in terrible shape, but it works. So, and I had the batteries. So we'll do a video on that soon. And then next we have some of the cable managers. So the DAC cables can just pass right through and then go up into the switch. So yeah, goal is get that in the server and start getting some cables put into there. So I'll probably actually just time lapse it because we're already 9 minutes into this and I'm still going over everything. So we'll walk on over to the rack. Switches are on right now, so that's the noise you can probably hear. It's just the 2 switches. Got to put in the pass-throughs, top and bottom. This patch bay is actually missing because I needed one for a job and I was missing one. So I just grabbed it back out of there. I'm not going to fill that one yet anyways, so it's not important. Everything is still the same. So right below these is where the storage server is going to go. And then right below those is eventually where my personal computer is going to go. But I got to figure out how I'm going to plan on streaming quad 4K, like either 60 or 120 FPS video over all the way to the opposite end of the house through the basement. So it's probably going to end up being stupidly long HDMI or DisplayPort cables that are fiber converted. Something along those lines. Anyways, without further ado, I will probably prop you guys up somewhere around here, and I will get to work on getting everything in here. So let's go. Alright guys, she is all done, at least for now. Everything is on. I didn't record the last part of me getting that because the camera's about dead, and it would be like literally a 2-second clip because of how fast the set is on the time lapse. So they're all in. Had to use some green there because I ran out of blue. Oh well, but the red here, which is under a stupid amount of tension, not actually that bad. It seems worse than what it is. Once that cable laxes a little bit, it'll be better. But because it's the far port where it's going, it's under. I don't like how much tension is on there, but it's either that or I get a foot-long cable or find an 8-inch cable, and I don't have any on me right now, so oh well. But there they all are in. So we have from this one all the way over to, let's see, all the way to here. So from there to there is the HP servers. From, I just thought my camera about died, but it's just the screen turning off on me. From here to here is the Dell servers. So if I even can count right, which I believe I'm off on my count. Oh well. So it's 8 for the Dell and then 6 for the HP servers. Network coming in is the red cable, so that's why it is red. Fiber link between the two. All the 10G SFP plus cables, the DAT cables going down to the HP servers. Those are actually going to be mainly used for the interconnect between the virtual machines. So that's mainly what those are used for. And the reason why I'm actually mainly fine with going with gigabit, and eventually I'll fill all the gigabit ports, 4 on each, is because these will probably be running a bunch of dead-end machines. And if I do gigabit, I can actually manage each connection basically if I really want to split it off and keep it on the network separately or whatever, or they'll all be on their own separate connection back to the actual server, and each virtual machine can have one instead of trying to split up the connection. At least that's my thought process on why I wanted to do it that way. But then coming up here, I actually had a second copper adapter, so SFP plus 2 copper, or 2 RJ45. So I was able to actually run both. Cable management is alright for now. It can use some touch up, but let me turn my screen back on so I can see it. It's alright. I got the power cables in too off camera, so the one cable that's hanging right there is actually the coax, so, but I don't think it's too bad, at least cable management wise. It comes up. You can see the shorter ones are actually the 5-foot ones for these. I probably should have went ahead and went 7-foot ones, but that's what I had on hand, so I just ran with them. The top still needs managed better, but that can be done later. So that's all them put in, and there's the dual 10 gig. So this has actually got dual 10 gig back to it now, which is good. And then everything has got one power cable on it right now, because the second one for these servers, the upper servers, they only get one power cable because I don't care about them, and they only have one power supply. But then the network switches, all of these are going to go over to where the UPS is going to be. So I need to get another PDU mounted here, run it to the UPS. So the UPS actually may sit on a little mount out here, or I may mount something in the bottom of the rack, because it is not really rack mountable now, at least not the batteries. So well, I'll figure something out, but overall making some progress. It's looking good. You can see all these ones, even though the servers are off, the actual network connection stays up and going all the time on them, which is kind of interesting. But anyways, that'll have to do it for this video. I will catch you guys hopefully sometime soon. The next one is going to be getting all the hard drives and putting all the hard drives in here. So putting all 8 in this one, putting 2 or 4 in here, and putting 2 in here. I think I'm going to go with 2 in all of them and just go with 2 terabyte drives. And so they have local redundant storage, but then the actual main storage is going to be this guy no matter what. So that's at least my architecture plan. If anybody thinks I should change it and has really good reason besides, just change it, that'd be greatly appreciated. Any help is great. And then I'll link in the comment or in the description, my apologies, link to the Discord and everything else, because I'm usually more active on Discord. If I'm not active, it's just because I'm really busy at work, and so I'll apologize in advance. My work can keep me pretty busy sometimes, and then I was recently down for surgery, so it's been a big old ordeal lately. But hopefully here soon we'll be able to get all the hard drives in here, and then get some Proxmox put on all of these, and then get all these clustered together, get this set up with either TrueNAS or something along that line, and then get some tests running on it and see if we can go from there. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys hopefully soon.